And also just make sure you show me your faces. We got Gabriella here. We got Patrick here. We got a few others like Robert. So make sure you show me your faces. We're about to go live here in a few minutes and talk about something I never really talked about before. And I'm really excited to talk about what we're up to. Great to see you, Patrick. And make sure you turn these cameras on. We have this policy where we throw people out of Zoom classes if we don't see your beautiful faces on here. And so make sure we can. Great to see you, Robert. Jason would love to see you as well. So make sure we can see the video. And we got a few other people coming on. Tonight, I'm going to talk about something I've never talked about before, but it's something I've been working on for the past 5 years. And I can't wait to share it with you because I think you're going to find it really interesting and really excited. What I'm going to do is just make sure that you can all see what's going on here. And I'm going to go through a quick presentation. I got a couple videos as well. And then we can really just go from there. And I can answer questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, just send them to me on a Zoom chat, and then I can answer them for you. And otherwise, we'll just kind of go from here. Also, if you are watching us on any of our social platforms, you can go to londonreal.tv/Zoom, and you can come in and see what we're doing here and actually talk to me in real time in the chats, etc. Also, we got a really cool thing to send you to afterwards, which is a landing page. And that's at londonreal.tv/Dubai. And I'll be talking more about what's going on in Dubai soon. So I think we're going to just kick this off and really get this thing going here. I got a presentation that's literally hot off the presses, something we've been working on here really for the past few weeks and few months, and I guess a few years really in reality. And it's something I kind of want to share with you. And so I'm going to kick this thing off. Like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up in the chat and we can go from there. And then at the end, I'm happy to answer any questions from anybody here. So let me get this thing started and share this presentation. Give me 1 second and we'll jump into this very quickly. Stay with me here. Okay, boom. Can I see hands up if you can see this very happy guy here in his London studios? And what I want to talk about today is something that I believe is the most powerful money-making opportunity that I have ever seen. I've never seen something like this where it has relatively low risk and very high returns. And for the next few years, for me, it looks like a no-brainer. And it's something that I've really been researching for the past 5 years, but something that we really haven't decided to go in on until now. So if you're seeing this, you're seeing something that's really on the ground floor and something that we're really excited about. And I'm going to slowly get into it. And like I said, play with you a couple videos and share with you what I think is really the opportunity of a lifetime and something that I really can't wait to get you involved in. Look, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation, it really is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into this. Hold on 1 second and I'll pull this thing back up. I think we're just going to check with something. I think somebody just needs to make me host. Maybe Julian, you can do that and we can jump into here. Yeah, let me do that. Stay with me for 1 second. So there we were. That's our disclaimer, just so you know. Again, for information purposes only, if you are looking for professional advice, go find it. So let's jump in here. And I want to talk about the one wealth strategy almost no investor's ever going to see until today. And what I want to talk about is what I consider one of the highest performing wealth strategies that most people will just never see. It's something that's actually proven in what I'm calling the strongest real estate market on earth. And you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'll get into there with the details soon. I've never seen anything like this market. And I think we're actually still at the beginning, because I think this has another 10 years to really grow. And what I'm going to show you is accessible for you for the first time ever. And the beautiful part is you don't need millions of dollars. You don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can actually start with a minimum of $10,000. You can invest more, but you can get in for a really low minimum amount. First of all, who am I? Well, my name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder of London Real. And a lot of you know me for the past 14 years of having conversations with over 1,000 of the greatest minds on the planet. Our content's been watched over 1 billion times. We got 5 million subscribers. We've made 6 feature-length documentary films. I ran to be mayor of London twice. But a lot of you don't know that before that, I worked on Wall Street and what we call the City of London here, which is the Wall Street equivalent, for 15 years. And I really studied all the financial instruments, from fixed income instruments like government bonds to stocks and equities to commodities, to even derivative instruments. And when I came to London, I specialized in a product called credit derivatives. And I looked at all sorts of factors of yield in a lot of different places. On top of that, we're very big in the crypto and blockchain space. And so I've seen those risk reward profiles as well. And so I've got a pretty good idea as to what makes a good investment, and also what makes a investment that is a high return, but also a low risk investment. On top of that, for the past 5 years, I have been traveling to Dubai, and I've been able to study this market very, very closely. And I've pretty much been all over the city now. I've been to Abu Dhabi, I've been to the other Emirates as well. And I've really had a chance to look at all sorts of different properties. Now, I happen to be fortunate to rub elbows with some very wealthy people in Dubai. And so I've seen, palm villas on the Palm Jumeirah, which is the man-made, palm island out there. I've seen, double sized and triple sized and quadruple sized lots on the Palm. I've seen high-rise apartments in the Burj Khalifa, which is the highest building in the world. I've stayed in things like the Burj Al Arab, which is considered a 7-star hotel. I've been to Emirates Hills, which is kind of the inland, beautiful mansion properties that have, golf courses by there. And I've seen even things like Blue Water, and of course, where I usually stay, which is the Address Beach Resort, which is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. So I've really gotten a taste for all sorts of different areas of Dubai and on the socioeconomic spectrum. And so I've started to get it a feel, and I've become very fascinated with this incredible market that seems to be going up and up and up. People seem to be moving there every single month, and the population just continues to grow because I believe Dubai has something extremely unique. They offer something you can't get anywhere else in the world. Some people have called it the Switzerland of the Middle East. When it comes to tax and tax treatment and welcoming anyone from around the world, they're unlike any other. But they also have an incredible conservative value system that I think a lot of people are searching for, people in the West that are escaping for those types of things that they find sometimes the values aren't in the interest of what they're doing. Also, it's a very safe place. I don't know if a lot of people know here, but being a woman in Dubai is actually one of the safest places in the world. It's a super empowering place, and you can really do anything that you want to do there. Also, it's illegal to offend anyone in Dubai. And so everyone is welcome from every religion. And honestly, even if you try to say something bad to someone on social media in Dubai, the police will come knocking at your door. Also, there's no politics in Dubai, which is beautiful because it's run by the families of Dubai and of the Emirates. And so you don't get into this day in, day out, he said, she said, political nonsense. And honestly, it allows you to focus on what's important, which is raising your family and running your business and living your life. And I've found that it's just an incredible place to be. And that's why so many people around the world are flocking there. They also know how to do luxury. And so if you want amazing service, if you want incredible restaurants, if you want luxury villas and luxury houses, if you want an incredibly beautiful, safe place to be, Dubai is it. And that's why I'm super bullish on the future of this place. So why did Dubai change everything for me? Well, first of all, I've never seen any place like it. A place that promotes business in all ways, shapes, and forms. A place where it's just full of hustlers and everyone there is making money. It's a very humbling place if you're an entrepreneur, because there's always somebody worth $1 billion more than you. And I find that actually incredible. The demand for luxury property there is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And there's so many opportunities that are hidden from public view. And more than anything, it's a market where access determines everything. Now, look, if you think that Dubai is the future, a lot of people say, well, let me go buy a house and then I'll try to sell it in 3 or 4 years. The truth is that can be really complicated. Even if you've done that before, which I've never done that in real estate. I was never really a house flipper in London. And if you've done it before, if you're trying to do it in a new country, everything is different. The currency is different. The laws are different. You don't know what is going to be there, what's not going to be there. You don't know who to trust and who not to trust. And so just trying to invest in something with a high yield, something that's safe, something that's vetted, it's a very difficult opportunity. And that's why it took me years to really find the perfect investment vehicle, which I'm going to share with you. Again, what I'm going to share with you is something unlike any other investment strategy you've seen. And again, I believe certain investments are good for certain risk types. And I think a portfolio needs all sorts of types of investments. So I believe a portfolio should have stocks. I think a portfolio should have bonds. I think a portfolio should have crypto. I think a portfolio should have real estate. I think you want a wide range of investment types. And I think real estate, especially this structure, is something that complements any portfolio. Why? Well, number one, it's not really speculation. I believe speculation is great. Have some tech stocks, have some crypto pre-sale tokens. But part of your portfolio, you want to make sure is going to be there in 10 years and 20 years. And that's why real estate is incredible, because that piece of land and that villa, it's not going anywhere. And if anything, it's staying in a place that is growing sometimes 5 and 10% a year, a place that is always going up in value. Number two, what we're doing here is not off-plan gambling. Off-plan refers to a practice of buying something like a apartment or a villa that hasn't even been built yet. And you're speculating that it's going to be built, number one, and that two, there's going to be a price for that. And three, the price is going to be more than you paid for it. That's great, but there's a lot of people who do that and it ends in tears. And so that's something I've always stayed away from because honestly, I just don't know enough about it. Again, another important thing is you're not buying into hype. What I'm going to show you is an investment in something that is already proven to be a great asset, and we know it's going to turn into a greater asset. And more importantly than anything else, with what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to show you a real audited, proven wealth engine, something that is regulated, something that is audited by a Big Four accounting firm, and something that shows up in a special purpose vehicle where you know everything is above the board, you have a percentage of ownership, and you're going to get a percentage of those returns. The biggest gains in Dubai, again, are not where people think. Some people think they are in these new developments. There's a whole new palm being built called Jebel Ali that's going to be even bigger than the palm you see here in the background called the Palm Jumeirah. But that one, again, we still just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the whole city wants to move there. It's probably not going to be built for 10 years, and a lot of things can really change. The other thing is we hear all these future promises of what could be. What I'm going to show you isn't buying into that. Again, what I'm also not going to show you is not some big development you're going to see in a glossy brochure. And I believe there's something that's going to be far more profitable than this. And what that is what I call luxury transformations. And this is a market, and I'm going to show you a case study here soon, that has proven time and time again to give outsourced returns to investors. Number one, it's premium real estate already in a great location that's upgraded to modern, not luxury standards, but ultra luxury standards. So it's like buying a plot on the Palm that already has a 10 million dirham house, and you're turning it into a 40 or a 50 billion dirham house. And there are always people moving to Dubai that demand super premium real estate. They could be from anywhere in the world, from China, from Russia, from America, from the UK, from Italy, you name it. There are people out there that want ultra luxury premium real estate. And the truth is there's just not enough of it out there. Also, we've got turnkey demand from high net worth buyers. So when you come into this, you plug into a vehicle and it's all completely done. Standard, above board, SPV, Ernst & Young audited, and I'll show you exactly how the payouts go right back into your bank account. The historical outcomes are ridiculous. I'm talking about 40 to 90% annual returns. Let me repeat that. 40 to 90% annual returns. That is something that's almost unheard of in the real estate sector, all right? To get that type of a turnout is really unheard of, really in almost any investment, but something where your investment is secured with the property and you can watch the development being happening in real time. So again, there are literally webcams in the buildings and you can watch the development happening and you can already see case studies where this has already gone on. And so this is a niche that most investors have never heard about. And that's why maybe this is the first time you're actually hearing about it. I want to play for you a short video right now. It's just going to give you a little bit of a taste for kind of what we're doing. And again, I'm also open for questions at the end, but this will just give you a little bit of a flavor of what we're doing. Again, it's something that I don't think you're ever going to get access to. A lot of people don't know about it, but we think it's pretty exciting. Dubai real estate is exploding, and the biggest money is being made where almost nobody is looking, in premium luxury transformation projects that have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. For years, these opportunities were locked inside private networks. You never saw them. You never had access until now. I've spent 15 years on Wall Street and 5 years studying Dubai up close. And today, for the first time ever, you can invest directly alongside my team. We have just received a brand new project with real potential for outsized returns. And early allocations always fill fast. Click the link and apply now. Your opportunity starts today. Booyah. So hopefully that gave you a little bit more of a feel for what's going on there. And again, I just want to explain a few more details and also give you a case study. We've also just secured this new property that actually looks just really exciting. And again, the returns on it look like they're going to be on the high end of that spectrum. So why does this work? Well, there's a global buyer demand that's surging. There's people that want to move to a place that's safe, that welcomes their money, that welcomes their business, that welcomes their passport. And what's fascinating about Dubai is this: every time there's a world crisis, people move to Dubai. So when COVID and lockdown happened, everybody moved to Dubai because Dubai was one of the places you could go that actually had reasonable standards. When problems in Israel happen, people move to Dubai. When there's a war in Ukraine, people move to Dubai. And so what we've seen is all of these different types of people constantly moving to the city. When taxes go up in the UK, what do people do? They move to Dubai. And in my mind, it's a place that I call anti-fragile. Every time the world gets a shock, Dubai gets stronger. And that's what anti-fragile means. Every time you shock it, it gets stronger. And so now when I walk down the street, you know, you'll see Ukrainians, you'll see Russians, you'll see Chinese, you'll see Israelis, you'll see Americans, you'll see British, you'll see people from Europe, pretty much people all around the world you're going to see there. And I believe it's going to keep going up and up and up because Dubai is the #1 destination for global wealth migration. They did a study here in the UK, and they found that more people leave the UK and go to Dubai than any other city in the world because it's just a no-brainer. Right now, there is 0% personal income tax. There is 9% corporate income tax. There's like a 5% value-added tax. It's a place that's really friendly, that wants your business, that wants to go out of their way to help you get there with golden visas. They want to make it easy for you to buy. They want to make it a place where you can take your kids and get them a great education. It's ultra safe. There's basically zero crime, zero homelessness, zero graffiti. Don't get me started, all right? And so it really is an incredible destination, and most people still haven't even heard of it. I know people in America that it's really not even on their radar screen, and it's going to. Ultra luxury buyers, they want turnkey projects. They don't want construction. If you are a wealthy family worth a few $100 million or $1 billion, you don't want to go to Dubai and spend the next 12 months in construction. First of all, you don't know what to do. You don't know the local workforce, and you don't want the hassle. And so if you have to pay an extra 20, 30, 40, 50% premium to move into an incredible looking house, everybody's happy, right? Happy wife, happy life, happy family, it's done. And so these ultra luxury buyers, they really want a solution. They don't want to go through all the rigmarole that maybe other people do. So ready to move in properties command these huge premiums, and that's exactly what we're building and exactly what we're investing in. And of course, the supply is limited. There's only a few locations where these premium properties exist, and those locations are the ones everyone wants. Right now, people don't want to go out to Jebel Ali. They don't want to go to Abu Dhabi. They don't want to go inland. They want to be where the action is, and that's still a small group of places. So the supply is limited and the demand is relentless, and it's just going up and up and up and up and up. 15 years on Wall Street taught me one thing. First of all, the biggest returns come from the people with access. When I learned my first year on Wall Street, I could see a bunch of our clients at Bankers Trust that were making more money than the other clients. And I remember I pulled aside a trader that was next to me and I'm like, how come these guys get the premium deals? And he said, well, they do the most business with us. They've been our clients for 10 years. They've got the best relationships with the managing directors on the floor. And so they take care of them. And that's the way Wall Street works. That's the way investing works. And we've been doing that in our investment club with our premium crypto investments. And the same thing happens here in these properties. You probably never have heard of this market. You would have never had access to these deals, but I am bringing access here. And that's really the difference. Now, these opportunities do circulate in private networks, but you have to know the right people in Dubai to get access. And it's taken me almost 5 years to get the right inroads. And I'll be honest with you, London Real helped get me there. All right. Insiders win because they see deals early. And that's why we've had incredible returns in our investment club. And that's why we're going to have incredible returns here in our luxury property investment circle. And of course, everybody else gets the leftovers, right? Everybody else has to buy the crappy tokens on the exchanges. Everybody else has to come to Dubai and they get a brochure in the airport telling them to buy something on Jebel Ali. And those are usually the deals that don't work out well. And so what we're offering is access, premium deals, and super premium returns, as you've seen. Look, I spent 5 years studying this market. I've been fascinating with real estate since I got there, and I've been constantly trying to find out where is the next deal, right? Who's buying what? How come these people are here? And I'll be honest, one of the ways I've been able to do that is by hanging out with extremely wealthy people, all right? And so I get to see what they're buying. I get to see how they're buying. I get to see their refurbishments. I also get access to the biggest and most important people there, including the most famous and most connected brokers, developers, etc. And so that's how I'm able to bring you these deals. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be showing you every single one of these deals. We're going to be giving you updates on those. We're going to introduce you to the operators, and we're going to show you the real numbers, and we're going to show you what you're not going to find on some website or on some public listing. Look, folks, the reason I love this is because it's real assets, and they're all held in an SPV, which is a special purpose vehicle, which you own a piece of. There's real demand from these ultra high net worth people. There's real audited outcomes, and I'll show you a case study soon. And this is a strategy that's going to compound. And just imagine you earning even a conservative 60% return. Imagine compounding that over 3 and 4 and 5 years. Your money is going to start to multiply. 100,000 goes to 160,000. That goes up 60%, and now you're worth $250,000. That goes up another 60%, and now you're at nearly $400,000. And that goes up another 60%, and you're probably getting close to $700,000. You can see how this really can start to pay out big money, especially with that compounding effect. Now, look, most people don't even know this segment exists. Matter of fact, I hadn't heard of this until a couple of years ago, and I hadn't really gotten into it over the past 18 months because it's usually hidden behind private circles. It's held by gatekeepers that are only usually giving this access to people of high net worth. You'll never see marketing or advertising for these deals, and it's really something that's whispered about in the right rooms. Luckily, I've been in those right rooms. And again, these deals were never meant for people like you. And unfortunately, I think most investors, they usually get scraps and they get leftovers. In the crypto world, you get garbage tokens on garbage exchanges. In the stock market world, you get terrible companies that go public on the NASDAQ and then end up going to zero. There's all these mediocre investments that are usually for the mediocre investor. The truth is on your own, you couldn't access these deals. You couldn't find these deals. You couldn't get in the room until today. And that's what we're offering here with the investment circle. Now, I want to share with you a video that's going to tell you a little bit more about what we're doing and also help you up with a little bit more next action steps. Again, please make sure that you send me a direct message here with any questions you have here. But this is going to tell you a little bit more about what's going on. This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. Today, I want to share something with you that I've been building quietly for years. An opportunity that draws on my 15 years on Wall Street and the 5 years I have spent studying the incredible city of Dubai up close. In fact, This is one of the most compelling wealth building opportunities I have seen in my entire life. Now, for the first time ever, you can invest directly alongside my team in premium Dubai real estate opportunities, specifically in the luxury transformation segment, where similar projects have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. Let me start by being completely transparent. You were never supposed to have access to these opportunities. Before launching London Real, I spent 15 years on Wall Street. I watched how real wealth is created, and it's always the same story. The biggest returns go to the people with access. And for the past 5 years, during my travels to Dubai, I've been studying this market firsthand, meeting operators, walking buildings, analyzing buyer demand, and mapping out exactly where the strongest opportunities are. And all the data, all the conversations, and all of the on-the-ground experience point to the same conclusion. Dubai is in a category of its own. It's the fastest growing real estate market on earth. It is the #1 destination for global wealth migration. Supply is limited, demand is extraordinary, and the biggest gains aren't coming from speculative off-plan projects or mass market developments. They're coming from luxury transformations, premium assets elevated to match exactly what high net worth buyers want today. This is where insiders have been achieving 40% annual returns, and in certain cases, over 90%. These projects are real, audited, transparent, and driven by true end user demand. But unless you're already inside the right circles, you'll never see them. That's why I created the Dubai Luxury Property Circle. It's a private investor membership that gives you direct access to curated Dubai real estate opportunities, all SPV structured, vetted by our team, and audited by Ernst & Young for complete transparency. Your annual membership gives you access to every single deal we source. And I want to share something important with you right now. We've just received a brand new, very exciting project, one where I personally believe the potential for outsized returns is significant. Early allocations always fill up quickly, and once capacity is reached, we cannot expand it. So if you want access to this new opportunity, you'll need to move quickly. Inside the Dubai Luxury Property Circle, you'll get private walkthroughs, monthly intelligence briefings, and direct insights from our team on the ground. The kind of clarity and confidence you simply can't get from the outside. As a member, you'll be invited to our Dubai Investor Day on the ground, where you can meet the team, see select projects, and understand the strategy with complete transparency. Dubai right now is one of the strongest real estate environments in the world, and the luxury transformation segment is the engine behind the most powerful outcomes. If you've been waiting for the right moment, if you've been waiting for the right team, if you've been waiting for true access, this is it. Click the link, apply now, book a call with my team. Your opportunity starts today. Click below and I'll see you inside the circle. Boom, hope you enjoyed that. That's a little bit more background. I got a few more slides and then I'm happy to answer questions and also hook you up with a landing page where you can learn more and also just take the next step as well. Let me just get to this. There we go. And so look, I want to introduce the Luxury Investment Property Circle. What it is you get private membership. It's really for serious investors only. You get direct access to our curated opportunities. It's fully SPV structured, which stands for Special Purpose Vehicle. So everything is owned by you. And of course, they're audited by Ernst & Young. So you really get the best of the best. Your membership gives you access to every deal we source. So right now we've got a really exciting deal with a limited allocation that we're actually going to fill up right now. But you're going to get private deal breakdowns. You're going to get detailed walkthroughs and strategy sessions. We're going to have monthly Dubai intelligence briefings. And of course, there's full transparency through those SPVs. We're also going to have a Dubai Investor Day on April 27th in Dubai. So you can come and literally see the actual properties you invested in. And I can show you around the city, and you can really get a vibe for the opportunity if you haven't visited there. Again, I really think it's a place you need to feel. And if you want to bet on the future of Dubai, this is the best way. And I thought long and hard about this. You know, I've been a huge fan of this city. I'm spending more and more time there. But how do you actually bet on the future of Dubai? This is the best way, because this is betting that Dubai is going to continue to attract the best of the best of the best. And again, I'm not interested in buying a piece of real estate and hoping and waiting for 5 years. I want annual returns in an SPV structure where I can invest as little as 10K or as much as 500K. And that's exactly the opportunity we're bringing to you. As I said, with as little as $10,000, you can get in and you could participate in the SPV. Now, look, I expect people to invest more, because with those kinds of returns, I just think there's a ton of upside here. But this makes it accessible for first-time investors. It's obviously scalable for larger investors. You can put in 100K, 200K, 300K. You get the same access regardless of investment amounts. And again, it's a chance to participate without having massive, massive millions of dollars that you want to put in this sector. Again, here is the case study. So this was a specific Palm Villa on the Palm Jumeirah. They did a full renovation. There was a massive demand. It took 12 months to build this project, and the final outcome was a 93.8% return. And I'll give you our website at the end of this presentation, and you can go and actually see the specific picture of the place. You can see the actual property, and you can see the amounts that were put in. They bought the property, they renovated the property, and they sold the property for a 93.8% return distributed to all the SPV holders. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, folks. This is the perfect complement to any portfolio out there. Again, I think any portfolio should have stocks, bonds, crypto, and real estate. Why sit around and try to buy a house in the United States or the UK or Europe and hope for a 7% return when you could be looking at something like a 93.8% return? Again, proof and transparency is key. Audited by Ernst & Young, one of the biggest accountants in the world. There's no guesswork. You get full reporting, real numbers, full compliance, and the payouts come directly to you from the SPV. All right. Again, why these luxury transformations? The reason is that people are willing to pay for these turnkey perfection. They're willing to pay for the finished house. They can walk in, park their rolls, jump in the pool, jump in the water, because these are usually on the beach as well. And that's why they're doing it. And so we have faster closings, higher premiums, shoulder holding periods, and we have lower risk than speculating on units that you don't know if they're ever going to be built. Again, this is a rare window, okay? Most people aren't going to be able to see transactions like this, and I don't think that it will stay open very long. Dubai's growth curve is super steep. I mean, that's why we're seeing these kinds of returns, right? Global capital is accelerating, all right? Luxury supply is tightening, and the right deals move super fast. I was talking with one of my guys in Dubai 2 days ago, and he's like, Brian, we just missed this deal. We were 2 days late. 2 days late, someone else scooped it up. I was like, oh, that's really bad. He said, nope, I got my eye on another one. I'm going to grab that one. But he said, it's really competitive out here. But the truth is there's nobody that's actually doing these renovations and offering the returns to people in SPVs. He said, our competition is just a billionaire renovating his house. And that's a very, very different model than what we're providing here. This is a brand new opportunity open for allocation. It's a premium transformation project. It's perfect timing. It's filling quickly, and it's in a very high demand location. If you join us today, then you can invest in this right now. And there's limited allocation. I think we're closing this in the next 14 days. Why timing matters. The truth is, if you wait, you're going to miss this. All right. Right now, Dubai is on this super steep curve of growth, right? And I don't think that's going to last forever. And so you want to get in now. And that's why, again, every week, month that you wait is a week or a month you're not going to be getting the 94% return. Now, every month that adds up, right? That's like a 7% return a month. That's a lot of money. And so you don't want to wait on this. All right. The SPVs cannot expand once they're filled. Early investors get the priorities. The deals close fast. That can be gone like this, because if one of our members comes in and says, I'll take the whole thing, I want in for $500,000, it's gone. And of course, once they're gone forever. Again, this is for serious investors only. All right. If you want access, not theory, if you want real assets, not speculation, if you want an audited outcome, if you want transparency, and if you want access to real growth opportunities, that's what we're doing here. All right. This isn't for people that want to mess around, that want to go look at a bunch of properties and want to talk about it. This is for people that want to start making money now. All right. That's my personality. I like to get in there. I like to test it, and I want to start making money immediately. So what's your next step? Well, first of all, I think this is your moment and this is your chance. The first people that join this are going to be the ones that have the access to this very first deal. Again, the opportunity is real. The timing is happening right now, but it only is going to work if you take action. So I suggest that you apply now to join the Dubai Property Circle. It's a private membership program. Of course, it's a pathway to premium opportunities, and it's a chance to build real wealth. And it starts from as little as $10,000. Again, apply now before this recent allocation closes. Don't wait. Our next opportunity is open right now. I suggest you move quickly. If you go to londonreal.tv/Dubai, you can learn more about the program, and there's an application form. All right. It's going to ask for your name, your email, your phone number, and 10 or 20 words on why you want to join us. All right. I will personally read your application. If I think that you fit the type of person that we want in this long term, then we will accept you. If we accept you, we need you to pay for and join the club as soon as possible. All right. The offer is only going to be good for 24 hours. But once you join us, you get access to every single opportunity. And let me tell you what I think is going to happen. I think our members are going to join, and they're going to start with one investment. Okay, Brian, give me 25 grand, give me 50 grand or 100 grand of that new hot one, and let me see what happens. And then when we come back 6 months or 12 months from now and we say, bam, you put in 100 grand and you basically got 100 grand back. What do you want to do? And they'll say, okay, Brian, what's the next opportunity? I'll give you that for another year. And again, we see that increasing. And I see people staying with us for multiple cycles as they grow their wealth continually with a high reward and low risk because they own the actual assets. And that's what I think is the future, folks. And that's why I'm really, really excited about this. So this is it, folks. I believe this is the most powerful money-making opportunity I've ever seen. We're calling it the Luxury Property Investment Club. Again, you pay for a membership, and once you have membership, you get access. You get all the knowledge base. You get updates. And of course, everything is SPV packaged. And what I think is the most exciting thing is the ability just to continue to roll these investments one into the other, into the other. And that's what's exciting for me. You know, it's one thing to invest in a project where you don't know when it's going to happen or when that payout is going to come to you. But with these real estate ones, it's actually quite a short lead time. And I'll give you a kind of a really cool aside. The one thing about Dubai is they have an incredible source of highly skilled but very cheap labor. All right. This is unlike anywhere else in the West. And that's how they can build the tallest building in the world. And they can set up a skyscraper in a matter of 18 months. It's incredible. You know, I was just walking around here and there's Old Street Station where I am in London in Shoreditch. It took them 4 years to build the outside of a tube station, right? And I was talking to my sons yesterday. We walked by it and I was like, I ran for mayor not once, but twice, and they were still working on the same station. What do you think of that, Robert? Pretty crazy, right? And so it goes to show you they're unions, they want high wages, and you know what they do? They work 4-day weeks or 3-day weeks because at the end of the day, nobody cares. In Dubai, there are deadlines, and deadlines are kept in Dubai. You know what's even crazy, Robert, is that the government deadlines are kept, right? The government doesn't allow projects to slack. Whereas in the UK here, it's like, oh, HS2 train line, oh, it's 5 years behind and 100 billion pounds behind budget. Oh, well, nobody cares. Nobody's accountable. That's not what happens in Dubai. And so one of the reasons these opportunities are available is because labor is cheap and you can make these luxury transformations at a pretty, low expense, but you can still charge London, New York City, Miami prices for these luxury villas. And that's why we're going to make so much money here, because we basically take very reasonable labor. You take a property, you upgrade it, and then you sell it for, like I said, the same price you would sell a luxury villa in one of the top 5 or 10 cities in the world. I don't know how long this is going to be available to us, but I want to get in now, and I want to get our members and our investors a few years of these cycles. of these 60, 70, 80, 90, maybe we'll hit a deal over 100% return. When those start compounding, you're going to turn 100K into $1 million faster than you can blink an eye. You're going to turn $1 million into 10 million faster than you can blink an eye. And you're all going to do it while you still own the property, you still own the real estate through the SPV. And so the risks are significantly lower than buying a tech stock or buying a crypto project. And again, just to be clear, I think this is the perfect complement to whatever your other investment strategy is. And so folks, that's it. I want you to go to londonreal.tv/Dubai. I'll go ahead and put it here in the chat. There's an application form there. I will read all of these personally. The current deal we're looking at is really interesting. And I'll be honest, it's got some really juicy returns. I told my guy in Dubai, I said, look, if I'm going to introduce this to my team, you better give me the best thing you've ever seen, all right, with the highest possible returns, because I want these people to be impressed. And he said, all right, wait. And he made me wait months. And then he came to me 2 weeks ago and said, Brian, I got it. It's time to get people in now. And I took a look at it and I was blown away. So you'll be investing alongside me and our entire team. And this project looks incredible. And from there, we can just keep going into more and more. I'm going to be on the ground in Dubai in the next few weeks. And of course, I'm going to be there for most of half of the year. And I'll be constantly visiting these sites. I'll be giving updates. The cool thing about owning these luxury transformation projects is that you're going to get real-time updates. So I'll be there doing my vlogs. I'll be checking in. I'll be asking questions. And you can literally see it happen. And then you'll see the finished project. And then you'll see the final buyers. And I'll tell you one more thing that's really interesting is that we can ultimately use our media platform to also help market these luxury villas. And so the last kicker is I think having a company like London Real with 5 million subscribers and 1 billion views, it might actually help us get that extra bit of premium when we go to close these things at the end. So there's lots of cool things happening here. I don't think we've ever seen this done before when it comes to a media platform like us offering access to its members, but also helping with the progress of these projects. So it's really exciting. I hope you jump in now on the early parts. If anybody has any questions, send them to me on a direct message basis. But otherwise, go to londonreal.tv/Dubai. Put your application in. I'll read it personally and we'll give you a message. Also, leave us your email and phone number and we'll get in touch. And until then, I guess we'll see you on the construction site and we'll see you in the winner's circle and we'll see you in Dubai. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Take care. Bye.